Hello, my name is Lee Gutzen, and today I'd like to start. Hello, my name is Lee Gutzen, and today I'd like to talk about the business. I have decided to do a couple of series of business videos that's gonna show up on my YouTube and my Facebook account. And over past few months, I have been kind of pondering and thinking and deciding, choosing something different with my business, because I kind of realized that whatever was happening at the moment didn't work for me. And so with these business conversations, I would like to start to explore how we can do business that's not the same. That like what have we decided business supposed to be like, and like because sometimes it feels like I have decided this what the business is. I made a box for it, and this box was created by someone else, uh, and I just put whatever I heard from other people say about business. I just put it in there, and what everything that I have learned, I just put it in there, and. And it didn't occur to me that that's what I was doing. Instead of actually creating the business that works for me, that business almost like my way, I was trying to do it like a right way, or how other people are doing it, or how other people are saying it's supposed to be. And because I work with energy tools, I work with light language to transform everything for me and for my clients. So this is what I want to do with these business conversations. It's basically gonna be a little bit talking about the topic, a little bit of clearing, and I might actually create a product out of the clearing audios. Just basically, so how I work, it's basically with light language. I when I get some like topping up in the air for me or for my client or anyone else, I like to talk through it. I like to kind of express out loud, like my thoughts, my feelings, my uh, things that I've noticed, my attitudes, my perception, my beliefs around it. And if I feel like it doesn't work for me or my client, I like to use light language to clear it. It basically clears the energy around it, it gives the more clarity, it transforms to something else. And with the first conversation, I want to talk about the business, about how it is and what it is, and because over the years I heard so many things of how it's supposed to be, how it should be, where it should be, um, the best practices. Um, Usually, especially when we start out, we just go online and see how other people are doing. We copy other people, and very often, if you are the person who actually can follow just rules of someone else, it could work because you kind of believe that's how it's supposed to be, but it never worked for me. It always felt like really weird and like not mine. And something changed about a month ago when I found online the guy called Tad, TAD, and he runs a business called Marketing for Hippies. And he literally changed everything for me. He changed a lot of things for me. Well, basically, I changed them based on his things that he posts online. Things about the marketing and how it's supposed to be. and and in a sense, marketing for hippies is already says it all. And it's basically marketing that's where you're not supposed to sell your soul, where you can do it differently, where you can learn, in a sense, like I don't know what's the word. He changed my perception of the thing of like when I used to like go to all the business classes, I used to listen to different marketing specialists. They basically teach you how to get more clients. Well, marketing technically is about how to get more clients and how to get your message across to your clients. But they kind of teach you all these things like methods to persuade someone, manipulate someone. Not always bad manipulation, just in general. It's basically teaches the general marketing stuff teaches how you can manipulate whatever tool you have. So you find. And so you basically tell, like for example, like I have I don't know, I have a remote to sell, and so basically I find a person who might be interested in having a remote, and I try to, in a sense, talk that person in of buying it. I try to persuade this person that this is what they need. So basically they the marketing stuff that I heard was about creating um, persuading someone else that they need what I have. And it always felt really weird, but I didn't feel like there is something else out there. And Tad, with marketing for hippies, changed that for me. It changed the view how I see it. He basically talks about, you have this remote, and there are like lots of people who might need the remote. And instead of persuading them that they need this remote, that they can't live without it, that this is what's supposed to have them, this is what is gonna like change their life forever, you basically show people this is what you do, and you find the people who actually want that without manipulating them into it. You basically find how he says, you find someone who like fits you. That client fits you, and you fit for that client. And that kind of lifted so much heaviness from my shoulders, because, and this is kind of what was like putting brakes on me moving forward in my business, is all these things that I have decided business is and business is supposed to be. All that box that I have created of the rules and how I should do it, how what the best practices is, because that worked for them, and none of it really worked for me. And so I was like wandering around, like have you have this feeling when you walk in a shop and there's nothing for you, and because you think that's the only shop there is, you try to find whatever is, and you might find someone who is the best out of these things that could fit you, but it still doesn't fit you. And that's how it felt about business, and that's how it felt really weird for the past few months. And I really put the stop on creating something. And because I have changed, because the things that I've learned over the years didn't work for me anymore, and I didn't know what to do. So today I decided to do these business conversations that I'm gonna post on my YouTube channel. These are completely free to use. And so I would like to actually clear all these things that I have decided, or maybe you as well, what the business is. And these energy exercises work for everyone. You can just listen to the video again, or just listen to the part where I'm doing like a transformation, like light language stuff. And eventually I probably gonna do the separate clearing audios, because just listening to what I'm saying, it kind of because I believe that transformation and change has in a sense, two sides. Of course, there are many like stages to that, but there is one where you have to do it actively. You actually have to choose to change it. And me actively talking about this topic and kind of putting out there and putting my giving voice to what I think or how I feel, it's one part. And another part, which is actually like in a sense passive, where you listen to the clearing audio and you listen it over and over again, and it basically goes deeper and deeper with every time. Because over the past about a month ago, I started to introduce subliminal audios to all my clearings. Because before it was just me doing light language, and I didn't like to listen my own voice, and listening to light language recordings is not something you would do in public. You're not gonna do something if around you are people who don't understand these things. So I started to use subliminal audio recordings. It's basically the same stuff, just done technical stuff is done around it. So it basically goes directly to your subconscious mind, and it overrides your mind. So because usually when we start to change something, we have to ask our mind for the permission, in a sense. And if we don't ask permission, it just starts to kind of block the change that's coming, or it seeps through like really slowly. So with subliminal, it basically goes directly to your subconscious mind and start to change. And I've been like experimenting on myself with the subliminal audio recordings. I record them for myself, or I redid the previous ones. And honestly, change is phenomenal. And I'm listening to them like crazy. So, and if you bought any of the latest ones, I would say about months or two ago. Yeah, I think the September ones are redone. You can go back to your recording files folders that got sent to you, and you can check if subliminal audio is uploaded. And because it's actually quite hard to explain, because you can't show the change unless you actually been following me like for a really long time. But I haven't really put that much out in the past few months, and people around me start to even notice the change that's occurring, and that's in a sense that's the biggest compliment for me. But I've noticed myself how I feel so much different, how things around me are changing, and so okay, enough about that. So if you want to try it, just see where it takes you. And you literally have to listen over and over again these clearing audios to actually get a real change, because it's not enough. We are not going to change things that we've done over the years and years of different abuse, different programming, different manipulations that's done to us. And some of them even went straight to the subconscious mind, and we don't even know it's there. it's not enough just to listen once and expect that it's gonna change something. Maybe it's gonna change like 1.0000 something percent, but the substantial change you're gonna see if you listen again and again. And over the past 2 months, I've recorded many new ones, and I listened to them. Like, I follow my awareness. I actually ask which of these recordings is gonna create the biggest change for me today. So I put it. Sometimes I even listen to it over the night. And so with these 7, I don't know if it's gonna be 7. Okay, it just came out. So with this business conversation, I want to start to change things around my business. I want to start to see if it helps you as well. In a sense, it's kind of experiment. I know it's going to change something. It's supposed to change something. And I want to get more clarity, get more things how I actually want to move forward. Because how Tad in Marketing for Hippies said about the business, not about business, about the marketing, that marketing is supposed, you find someone a client who fits you, and the clients finds you because you fit them. And it can change. People change, I change, and my clients change. So we might work for a little while and then we stop and then you move to someone else. It's not about finding someone. Like, another thing that they teach you in the marketing, that you find someone who is gonna make you, who is gonna almost like buy from you over and over again. But I don't want that. I want people to actually come to me and change things in their lives that I can help them with, and then they move forward, and I can see how their life has changed because of me, because of what I have done, because of my choices. I don't want someone who is coming to me months and months and years and there is no substantial change. Like, many years ago, I went to the psychologist for 14 months. Every week I went. After these 14 months, I left because I got fed up of talking about my own problems, and it didn't change anything. So I invite you to comment, give your own thoughts about how you feel about business. What does business mean to you? And because sometimes voicing your stuff around stuff, it helps you get more clarity. And you can even find a friend who can help you with that. I do have a couple friends who I meet regularly, and we talk through things. We talk about what we want to achieve. We talk about our dreams. We talk about our goals and targets. And it's actually, in a sense, moves us forward. It's almost like a accountability buddy. So back to business. So this first conversation, I want to have more about what is business. I actually, in this conversation, I want to clear what have we decided business is, and that it isn't, and what have we decided business isn't that it actually is. Because technically, business is just a word. It's just a word that has some kind of meaning. There is a terminology that's got written in the dictionary, and let's check what does business mean in the dictionary. And then there is a meaning that we have given ourselves. Because I remember many years ago, I was attending seminars by Chris Howard from, I can't remember, I think he was Australian, and he basically said that humans are meaning-making machines. So let's say business is an occupation, profession, or trade. That's the one. Business is the purchase and sale of goods in attempt to make a profit. Business is a person, partnership, or corporation engaged in commerce, manufacturing, or a service, profit-seeking enterprise and concern. And business is a volume of trade and patronage. Patronage. Can't pronounce. So these are basically descriptions, terminologies that got written in a dictionary, and it's just the words that describes the word. But what meaning have we given to it? And how we actually do something is not because of what the word means. It's basically what we have given, what meaning we have given to it. And it might be even useful to actually write it down on a paper for yourself and to see where it takes you and to see where it gives clarity. Because what I've noticed that very often we just keep stuff in our heads. We kind of think we have clarity. It's percolating and floating somewhere in the air. And we actually never got to the place of clarity. And sometimes when we put it stuff on a paper, we realize it's actually something else. It's not what we thought it was, or we thought it is, and it's not even relevant anymore. And it's the same with the goals and targets. We sometimes feel like just because we keep them in our head, it's gonna be the same on the paper. It's not. So, and for me, this realization about business was that I was doing the way someone else told me to do it. And I accepted it as true and real. I didn't even check what's in the box. I didn't check if that fits me, that if it fits my personality, if it fits my spirit or my inner being, and these things can change. Like, for example, something that is real for me today is not going to be real tomorrow, maybe. Nothing is set in stone, nothing is absolute. So, what have you decided business is for you? And as I say it out loud, I got more clear what that is for me and how I want to move forward. And it's actually, in a sense, we are destroying everything we have decided it is, everything we don't want to have in a business. And it gives us, in a sense, clean slate. It gives us a new path. We can start to build it from here. And we hear a lot about heart-based business as well. I never really looked that much into it, but then again, they again show you how it's supposed to do. What are the rules? But your heart doesn't have a rules. You create your own rules. Your heart it's almost like your guiding moral compass, and it's never gonna allow you to get off the track. We get off the track when we start to run with our emotions, when we start to run with someone else's point of view, when we start to run with something that's outside of us, then we start to get off the track. And sometimes we think that something is a mistake, but that it actually leads to something else. And so I want to do now the clearing part. Clearing part is basically you can just sit back and listen to the recording, and the more you listen, the more stuff it changes for you, and you can listen to it overnight. You can usually with all the products I offer like an hour-long loop of the same recording, because usually it's 5 to 10 minutes. But anyway, you can listen as these gonna be for as long as they are on YouTube or Facebook. You can just listen to them over and over again. Or you can find eventually, if I make it into the product, you can find it in my shop. So you can just close your eyes and let's see where it takes us. So intention for this light language is to clear everything we have decided business is that it isn't, and everything we have decided business isn't that it is. And clear everywhere that we have bought what the business should be like, what other people are telling us to do, and where we think we can't do it our own way, the way it works for us. Oda hashana mahana beha mavoda, leda shana shateveha bahana, lehena hada sesehana mahana bevieda, loana no shana mana mana shanohada. Allahanda hata shesheveha ma vatavieta, leshene mahanda sesena no hatawat. Lahada shesheva hamahada, dehenda hasatarehana noshat, deha hamanda mahava samyava dapava sahata, yahata vere nahara shashova, sohanda patora namohat, nahanda shenemehavata, elehenda hasa sesehat, Yahanda handa mahana manavash, nehe mahanda batira hana doshat. Elehena mahana manavata verada, rehena bahada reta shoda, lo honda shana voshana mohat, aha mahasa sesira hana mavashat, dehena handa shesheda, dehena mahana movoda. Nemia namasanavata. Nemia namahasavata vasesata. Elehenemia harahana manoshata poshata. Elehena harahana shasheshat. Sirehanda sesehana hata vatosat. Elehena hama samavasheshat. Dehema harahasasas. Lehe handa seveda patorachatos. Dehena mahana masheshat. Nehe mahana manorachato patavoma namorfashashot. Rehanda sisehena herahanda sha. Alaha mahana marevat. Elehena meherahana mahatavasat. Nemehana mashoshatavota. Yahana mahasana vecht. Lehena mahana mashachat. Nemehana mahana marehata patavasat. Lehena mehara mahana mashashashia. Lehena mehara mahana mashashacheta. Nehema handa sesena mahadavashit. Lehena mahana mahana ruchota. Etere nesena hena rashashata vesada. Dehera handa sesena manabashat. Dehera ham bahana maravata sheshata mahata shasheta. Elehena mahara mahadachet. Yohana no norahana dorana noshita hot. Ehemahata barehana maharavana mashata sheshata. Alohanda sapavad. Alohanda parahamana vasata. Alohanda baharahana mashata vahat. Dehira mahanda shashena manavasa sesata. Ehia mahanda sesera handa shasheta hatasata. Yahana manavasa namihata hata. Lohonda torohota vashoshta. Lehena mahara manasha sheta. Eyaha mavasa seviesata hota. Ehia mahahavata. Rihana mahara vanahata. Rihana mahara maneshata sesata. Lehena merhana duhat. Nemehana mahana sesata veda. Sanahana shashevat. Riha havadara badavasa. Lehena mahara naneshata. Lehena mahara manamanashata. Sehia mahanda shadereta dos. Ehia mahavasa sehata. Sirihana hana rashesh. Lehena hana manavasa. Rehena maharavana mahavadara sasat. Lehena bihata doshata. Lehena maharada shekhat. Nemihana mahsasokhot. Semihana noshata khata. Lehena mihara mahana sheshata. Lehena maharavada. Lehera henda varahavada. Reha mahasava shashu. Alhamandarihana mahashashet. Lehedarihana doshata. Lehena mahana maneshata bihana dahat. Yaha manavesat. Depiraha madatomana novasatosat. Nemihana masheshat. Nemihana mahanda basheshana moshat. Senehanda sesedata. Lehenda havada. Elehenda havana mahadashoda. Lohonda hodoshana nosata. Elehenda bahana manavasa sehat. Elehenda barana sheda darohata. Namihanda masana manavasha sheda. Naham bahanda basemana noshata. Elehenda mahana mahada shaheda. Sehenda hashana hot. Lehenda baharava namasaseta. Lehenda sharoha da dora da dosata. Namahanda baseda tashoshata. Nemihanda maharava desha namahasaseta. Semihanda mahana manava shasheta. Dehya mahadova tasosata. Dehyana mahodava tosata. Dehya mahanda mahodava somana noshata posata. Lehena manasha nasheshata voda. Lehya manamahata voshata. Okay, you can open your eyes now. So this is a light language transmission. A couple things that I received while doing the light language is one of the things that I cleared the stuff that we talked kind of before, and the extra stuff is about that we need to have a courage to actually do the business our way, no matter what it looks like, how it feels like. And just because we have heard things, just because I said that we have to do business our way and not the way other people tell us to do it, doesn't mean that you have to now discard everything that you have learned. It's just a tool to use when it's almost like having like when you cook, you have lots of ingredients, and you make a cake and you need certain ingredients. And just because you decided to make a cake now differently or something else, it doesn't mean you have to now throw out everything what you learned about cake baking, and you have to throw out all the ingredients and now have to get the new ones. You just basically use them just as ingredients. You make your own cake, you make your own business, and if it works for you this time, you to use that. If it works for you this time, you use that. But instead of like for example, uh, we found this tool, like for example Instagram, and we now want to learn how to do it, how to have success on it on Instagram. So we find a course online that says you do it this and this, but we can't you take it as a you basically have take it as a grain of with a grain of salt. You learn new stuff and you use the things that works for you. You obviously you can try and see, go through the course and see if it works for you, if it gives you any success. Or you can ask, for example, how can I use Instagram to my advantage? How can I use Instagram to get more clients? How can I use Instagram to promote this class, to invite people to do blah blah blah? And then you get awareness which tool to use, instead of using something because someone said you have to do, and then it doesn't work, and then you feel like failure and it doesn't work, and so on so on. And another thing is where you actually clear energy, cleared energies where you are doing something, like for example just because it gives you money. Obviously business is about making money, but it's again of creating business the way it brings money and you are happy about it. You don't go against your like moral compass. It doesn't go against something. Obviously you can change moral compass, you can change all these things as well, especially sometimes our perceptions about these things are not the best ones. You can clear that too. But I do have one client who is bringing me money, is bringing money to my business, and I don't like working with him. He does lots of things that goes against my better judgment. It's basically, these are the things that poisons our businesses. These are the things that you can either change perceptions of this person, maybe it changes something, or maybe you just have to lose him as a client. Doesn't always mean you have to lose him as a client. It's basically you have to realize that this doesn't work for me, something has to change. And the change is, it could be anything. Like in my case, it could be like I can change the way I see him, change the energies that are creating this stuff between me and him, or I can just lose him. And when I like now talk about him, it doesn't feel like I need to lose him, because I actually like doing work for him. It's just these things that are annoying about him, his personality. So that's just something to think about. So if you want to receive the recordings, I'm going to be sending it to my mailing list. So if you want to read, you just sign up on my homepage. And on my homepage, and I'm actually gonna do the separate light language recording, and I'm gonna do subliminal as well, because I'm gonna listen to it myself anyway. So, and you can do it too, and this is absolutely free. And if you want to just receive recording of clearings, you just sign up to my mailing list, which you just go to my homepage ligaspace.com. And I'm gonna keep this conversation. I'm not sure if it's gonna happen tomorrow, or if it's tomorrow, if it's gonna be daily, or I will see how it goes, but I'm sure something's gonna show up tomorrow, and because I kind of like doing these daily things, because it gives us possibility to change more and more stuff and deeper. So thank you very much, and if you have a comments about the topic, or if there is something about business that you want to change, just type a comment and I will see if I can add it to my next recording. And I hope to see you somewhere soon, or maybe one of my classes. So see you soon. Bye bye.